In effect, central bank reserves were based on American military spending. So foreign central banks were financing the surrounding of their countries with military bases, surrounding them so that they didn't really have a choice. If they wanted to politically break, they end up like Iraq or like Libya or now like Syria with having a regime change and an invasion. So basically countries were financing their own subjugation.
We have seen our military grow to encompass the globe with bases, along with direct military actions in dozens of countries on a daily basis. Our annual military budget ranges close to $1 trillion, not counting the trillions that have simply vanished from Pentagon accounting books. Augmented by arms sales to countries like Saudi Arabia, our major industry, along with IT, banking, healthcare, and real estate, has become militarism.
And 9/11 was the perfect excuse to really go after militarization in a big, big way. And of course, since then, it just expanded. And it isn't just the industries that make the weapons. It's also their bankers, it's their insurance companies, it's their healthcare companies, it's the people that provide food to them, the Coca-Cola bottling companies that are in their location, and so on and so forth. So it's a mushrooming industry, and it's a savage industry. It's part of this death economy.
If we are to end this century of war and its economy of death, we will need new ideas. Promethean ideas like adapting fire to generate heat for energy rather than for bombs. We can develop technologies to fix the problems before us, rather than letting the economy of debt drive us into perpetual wars. How do we get back on that path of economic growth in a time when our leaders restrict our investments with fears of spending because we are now a nation in deep debt?
It's got to have an economic agenda, which it doesn't yet have, and one that addresses the fundamental problems of the out-of-control federal debt, the out-of-control private household debt of the country, and the fact that the economic policy of the last 30 years has let the industrial base of America go into the scrap heap and allowed outsourced by large multinational corporations to Asia and elsewhere, that has simply destroyed the productive work base of the traditional American economy. That has to be brought back.
So we need to turn this death economy into what I call a life economy. And I think this is extremely viable, and it can be an easy transition if we will just move forward with it. It means paying big companies to, instead of making missiles and war equipment, make equipment to clean up pollution. Good Lord, our oceans are terribly polluted. Rivers around the world, lakes, are very polluted. They can be cleaned up. The soil, the earth is polluted. The Amazon's polluted with oil and so many other things, and so much of the planet. The air is polluted. There's a whole industry, amazing businesses waiting there to clean these things up and to create new technologies for transportation and communications, energy, banking. And there's a huge opportunity here. If we could just put the U.S. taxpayers' dollars to work doing that instead of paying companies to make equipment and systems that kill other people.